Big expectations. Welcome to the Voice of College Football as we break down the game we all love each and every day with you. Best discussion, debate, and analysis right here when you get involved because of your contributions. Please like the video, share the videos out on social media, subscribe right here at the Voice of College Football. All right, let's break it down when it comes to the Buckeyes. And we say big expectations. How about ridiculous, mammoth expectations? But this is a brand, this is a team, this is a program that expects to win a Big Ten championship, own the Big Ten, go to the college football playoff, and compete at the very minimum. Many Buckeye fans would say win the national championship every year. Let's look at Ohio State here in 2022 with enormous expectations as the consensus number 2 team in the country to that team down in Alabama. It all starts with Notre Dame on September 3rd. This has been talked about ad nauseum. Finally, they get on the field. Notre Dame won the first 2 games of the series back in the 30s. The Buckeyes with 4 consecutive wins, 2 in the 90s, 2 Fiesta Bowls in the past 15 years. Ohio State's a 17.5-point favorite. My picks are on Patreon. If that gives you any kind of indication where I'm at on this point spread, so be it. Arkansas State is game 2, September 10th. Butch Jones coming to town, first meeting between the schools. Butch Jones needs to do some work there. 2-10 last year. Toledo is game number 3. The Rockets and the Buckeyes. Toledo in this series 0-3, outscored 114-22. It was a close one in Luke Fickell's one season in Columbus, 27-22. And then we move on to the final week of September. Big game, first Big Ten game, and it's a enormous affair. Ohio State last faced Wisconsin in 2019. They won back-to-back games, both in the regular season and the Big Ten championship. They have defeated Wisconsin 8 consecutive times. Consider that. Wisconsin's a top 15 program in the nation, and the Buckeyes have owned this series since 2010 when they went in as the number 1 team in the country and lost in Madison. They've won 3 Big Ten championship games against Wisconsin, and an overtime affair in Madison to stay undefeated in 2012 should be a good one, September 24th. We start October with Rutgers. The Buckeyes have defeated the Scarlet Knights in blowout fashion in 8 consecutive Big Ten meetings since Rutgers joined the conference. At Michigan State, much anticipated game in 2021. Buckeyes blew them out 49-0 at halftime, 56-7 final. And they've scored 108 points against a proud Mel Tucker in 2 games. So look out for Sparty. Look out for a road game for Ohio State October 8th. This should be a difficult one. Michigan State should be highly motivated in East Lansing. Then it's Iowa after a bye week on October 22nd. Of course, we know what happened to the Buckeyes getting ambushed at Kinnick in 2017. But Ohio State is 8-2 against Kirk Ferentz. October 22nd. Then it's at Penn State. We've got a nice little run here for the Buckeyes with Michigan State, Iowa, and Penn State, and who knows about this Northwestern game the first week of November now after what the Wildcats showed us in week 0. But at Penn State, this is typically Ohio State's most difficult Big Ten opponent year after year after year after year, though the Buckeyes have won 5 consecutive games, a couple in comeback fashion in the fourth quarter. At Northwestern, maybe a little bit trickier than we had anticipated. Rematch of the 2020 Big Ten championship game. Indiana coming off a horrendous season, of course. Much was anticipated as a preseason ranked team. They finished 2-10, 0-9 in the Big Ten. Indiana comes to Columbus on November 12th, the last time the Hoosiers beat the Buckeyes, 1988. Ohio State at Maryland. This, much like the Rutgers series, has been a complete ambush since Maryland joined the Big Ten. 7-0 against Maryland, outscoring the Terps by 38 points per game, including 49 last season. But Maryland, coming off its first winning season since 2014, first bowl win since 2010, with one of the best passing offenses in the conference, should be an entertaining one in Columbus. And then finally, the game. Michigan at Ohio State. The Wolverines have not won in Columbus since 2000, but of course they won the one that counts right now going into 2022, and that was at the Big House to conclude 2021 in a Big Ten championship for Michigan for the first time since 2004. Ohio State at this juncture, having not played a game, is an enormous favorite to win the Big Ten championship. Who's most likely to beat them? I believe it is Michigan, even though that's a home game, followed by Notre Dame. At Penn State is a tricky affair, of course. And then we've got a number of games in which Ohio State could lose these games. I think that the first 6 on this chart are legitimate possibilities for upsets against Ohio State when you look at Wisconsin, Michigan State on the road, even Iowa, even though in Columbus. And then game number 7 is a bit of a wild card. So is game number 8. Big long shots here, but not unthinkable when you look at Maryland on the road and Northwestern at Ryan Field. And then the other games are pretty much fill-ins as the Buckeyes should roll. What it comes out to for the Buckeyes, 11-1, 7-1, make that 8-1 with the 9-game Big Ten schedule. 1 loss in the Big Ten for Ohio State here in 2022. Check out all our predictions. We're going live with you. We don't know when you're watching this video, but we're going live with all of you on a Tuesday night to break down our final 2022 predictions. Hope you can join us. Give me a call. We'll talk college football.